All right. Anime, am I the asshole?
Let's
As
go.
usual. Bunch of assholes, bunch of anime. Let's figure out which way this one goes.
Let's
I've been
dive
sitting on
in.
I've been sitting on this one for a while because I skimmed through them before I bring them up, obviously, just to make sure they at least have some decent content in them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one might be good. Might be good, might be bad. We'll see. But
It's a
I've been
toss
sitting on
up.
this one for a little bit. Yeah. So, am I the asshole for kicking my cousin out of my wedding over an anime? Over an anime. All
Okay.
right. So, I, 26 female, am engaged to my fiance, 27 male, Ken, quotations. My sister, 19 female, Kylie, is my maid of honor. Dan, 27, is Ken's best man. My cousin, 29, Jen, was one of my bridesmaids. All right, so I'm assuming we're talking about the cousin here, Jen. For my bridal party, I decided to let everyone pick their color for their dresses, that's your first mistake. I decided to let everyone pick their color for their dresses based off the colors of the Sailor Guardians from Sailor Moon.
Oh.
Everyone thought it was fun, but Kylie, who genuinely dislikes Sailor Moon, Kylie's her sister, by the way, genuinely dislikes Sailor Moon, surprised me by finding a Sailor Mercury bridesmaid dress based off of the wedding scene in the original anime and had it remade. She has been so extra for me and it meant a lot. At every event, she worn something Ami wore, or at least close to. She helped me find these cute flower holders for all the bridesmaids to hold their flowers in that look like transformation pens. Dan saw and thought having FMA stuff for Ken and the groomsmen, so I'm assuming Full Metal Alchemist. Everyone was having fun in it. Ken and I were super happy. Last week, my sister's maid of honor dress finally came in, and I literally started crying. She looked gorgeous in it, and knowing she put all this effort into finding it and getting it made over a show she doesn't even like meant a lot for me. For some reason, this set Jen off. She started crying, and Kylie shouldn't be her punctuation is off, by the way. I can read, y'all. I'm just saying, I can read. Her punctuation is all over the place. So it's just like run-on sentences. She started then saying, so going back, she started crying that Kylie shouldn't be the maid of honor because she's a teenager and obviously too childish. She started then saying that Kylie brainwashed Dan into doing all this anime stuff for Ken. Everybody got really quiet and uncomfortable. Kylie almost started crying and asked me if I didn't like the dress or what she has done for the wedding so far. I assured her that I loved it and asked Jen to step outside. About to be fighting. After a fight where she kept being ugly about Kylie, I kicked her out of the bridal party and told her that if she didn't stop, she would be uninvited from the wedding. She left, but my aunts have been calling me unreasonable for getting upset over cartoons. My mom is on my side, but thinks maybe I could have been gentler. Says, am I the asshole? She was ugly to my sister, so to me, it's over more than shows. My sister went full nerd for me. My cousin started mocking me. So the edit is, I'm glad everybody else agrees, blah, blah, I'm going to be talking, blah, blah. So that's really it. Am I the asshole for kicking her out? So going back, here's what I'm confused about. So before we get into the am I the asshole, because no, it could be anything. If somebody's being that way at a wedding, leave.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about, but it says for some reason. So she showed the bridesmaid. So Kylie got her dress. She's the maid of honor. She got her dress.
Her little sister
started showing it, right? Which her little sister is 19, by the way, not really a teenager,
not a child. That's not 19-year-old.
She's about to be 20. The minute she showed it, Jen went off, and she is a teenager, calling it too childish, and started saying that she brainwashed Dan into liking anime.
Okay, so the person who went off, I'm guessing this is Dan's cousin.
No,
cousin.
Her cousin. So it's her, the bride groom, and then the bride's sister and the bride's cousin.
Okay, so who wanted the Sailor Moon wedding? The bride, right?
The bride. Yeah. So I'm confused. So here's the thing, and I think I'm looking at these comments right now, and I'm starting to see it, and it's like people are asking why, like, what was like you didn't explain why she went off. Like, did she admit like she was jealous of the dress, or did she just break because she hated anime and she just started breaking down because she thought it was stupid or cringe or whatever it is? Like, like I'm trying to like see, but like why? I mean, just from what we've read, no, you're not an asshole. Like, get the fuck out. Like, you're at my wedding. Get the fuck out. Like,
the bride isn't an asshole at all. And honestly, the cousins, her cousin is even crazier. I thought maybe it was like his cousin made some wild statements like, oh, she convinced the husband to be to like anime, to be okay with it.
Maybe she loves the groom.
The what? And she thought the groom didn't like anime. The wife to be, her cousin, wanted the whole anime thing, her do the whole Sailor Moon, which is awesome. Just to comment on that, that's an awesome theme. Like when I started thinking about it, like Sailor Moon, I'm like, okay, you're gonna have multiple women. And I was like, wait, they had the whole wedding in Sailor Moon. There is a no shit Sailor Moon dress. Like I've seen a lot of people do it for like the weddings on Instagram and shit. Like that's fucking awesome. And then maybe the husband wasn't an anime fan, but then it was like, I like it too. Let us think about doing something cool like that. And maybe one of his best men were like, hey,
that's what he said. One of his what's it called? What do you call it? Best man talked him into doing Full Metal Alchemist stuff.
So he was being a supportive husband or husband to be.
Yeah. So Dan. So okay, here we go. I think I know what happened. So Dan isn't the groom. Ken is the groom. Jen is the cousin who lost her mind. I'm thinking Jen and Dan are together. I think Jen and Dan are together, and Dan started talking Ken into doing Full Metal Alchemist stuff for his side. But then she went off and said that Kylie brainwashed Dan into liking anime. Yeah. So I think she's like, I don't know. So
how about we just all relax? We sit down and we take a big sip of shut the fuck up. It's not your wedding. It has nothing to do with you.
Get the fuck out.
Because what the fuck are we even talking about? Like, you're gonna get mad and blame you're gonna blame the 19-year-old for making your boyfriend, if that is the case, your boyfriend like anime and be willing to do this whole anime thing. Like, he's being supportive of his boy who's about to get married, who's being supportive of his wife who wants the anime thing. Like, what do you even talk? Like, you're not supportive at all. Of anyone, of your cousin, of your boyfriend.
I think it's a combination. I think she's jealous of the dress. She wanted to be the maid of honor. I guarantee you she's jealous, which she doesn't have a right to. She said she doesn't have the right to be a maid of honor. That's my sister. You're my cousin. You mean nothing to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, cousin means it's
probably because you're like this. And that's why you're not the maid of honor, because you're a bitch and you're like anime. That should have been the first sign.
Even if we were tight, like, I'm gonna pick my sister over my cousin, but I guarantee you she's jealous. I don't, maybe Kylie and Dan got something going on.
I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. But I mean, the way she's acting, it's wild. It has to be. There's obviously has to be more to the story than she said.
Yeah, she just immediately started doing that quick. It's too much.
Yeah. You're not the asshole though, baby girl. Like, everybody else wilding. This is your big day. Do it the way you're gonna do it. And if this is already, I'm guessing this has already happened, I truly hope she wasn't there at the wedding.
No, fuck her. I mean, you know how many people? Because you were my best man, and you know at the black and gold kind of 1920s theme that was playing for it. You know how many people on my wife's side try to start complaining about that shit? I'm like, you ain't gotta be there. You don't have to be there.
That shit was fired. They were complaining about that?
They didn't like it. They didn't like the whole 1920s theme, like gangster style, like black and gold.
That was the best part. It was cuffed up. That boy was chilling.
Yeah, we had straps. It was fun.
Straps. We were good.
Yeah, we were good. But Yeah, people was complaining. I was like,
you ain't gotta come.
You ain't gotta come. You're not.
You don't have
like
to come.
you have agency over your own life. Like, choose it. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.